All right. What's up, Lemon Heads? Welcome to another episode of From the Yellow Chair. I'm Crystal, and guys, I am super excited for today's conversation. I think so many people live in the state of analysis by paralysis. No, opposite, paralysis by analysis, where they want to make some decisions to move their company forward. They're just scared, maybe, or anxious about it. But today, we are going to be talking with some people that I would consider friends of Lemon Seed. They've done a great job with launching a new brand in Alabama. I can't wait for you to hear from them. So grab your lemonade, get your treadmill turned on, whatever you've got going on, because we are getting ready to sip some lemonade. All right. So this is the most fun little couple. I love you guys. When you guys came on, and then when I was looking for, like, I was like, hey, I want to interview some of the people that have done rebrands with Lemon Seed. Everybody was like, oh, we love Wingman Heating and Cooling. So you guys were like one of the top ones on our list to talk to. So joining me today on From the Yellow Chair is Connor and Caroline. They have Wingman Heating and Cooling in Auburn, Alabama. And right now I have an intern that said roll tide. And I think I cussed y'all out when we started by telling y'all that. So I don't know that I set a great tone when we first got started there, but guys, I want everyone to know how cool your brand is, how important it was. New name, new visual, took a lot of faith, right? A lot of trust in the process. And so I thought I would just ask, like, why should anybody listening to this podcast care what Connor and Caroline have to say right now?
I'd say just because we just got through the process, so to speak, went through it last year, and we were in their shoes. So,
Yeah.
not wondering you're just wondering what to do next, and kind of looked at a few different opportunities and decided to move forward with Lemon Seed. So it was a pleasurable
Perfect.
experience.
Great. Caroline, how did that feel? Were you nervous? Are you the nervous one or are you the calm one?
Yeah, I think I'm more of the nervous one, it's like taking a big risk. I think we were really comfortable with our brand before, and then taking the risk to like get a whole new brand was very scary for me, but I'm very glad we did. And I think we've seen like the hard work pay off. And even though just the months where we were kind of trying to figure out what the brand was going to look like and what we wanted, um, they were good months. I mean, y'all made it such a pleasurable experience, like Connor said. But it was stressful kind of to see, the light at the end
Oh,
of the tunnel a bit. But I mean, I think we've seen the hard work pay off, and we've seen just so much good come from the rebrand. So,
For sure.
I mean, I'm so happy with
oh,
it.
I love it. I love it. So, a lot of contractors live in your space, like where y'all were a year ago, like Connor said, so you're living in a space of, you know what you need to do, but you're scared to do it. You've got a lot of people, the weight of the company is on your shoulders, and like it's a scary process. So, you guys, those of you that are listening, y'all know that Lemon Seed has really been on a kick of helping companies rebrand and refresh their brands. So I remember, I think I was a part of this kind of at the beginning. There's all these emotions of you kind of have your ideas too of what you thought, but you guys actually went a whole different direction. I think of what you guys really started with. So what made you guys really go, okay, it's really time to rebrand. Like we're ready. What was that magic button for you guys?
I think for us, with the hopes of in the future maybe looking into a different market or whatever the case was. Our name was Auburn Premier Air, which was an okay name for this market, but it kind of symbolized Auburn University and stuck with the same colors as them. And so we didn't really stand apart. We kind of just fell into that mix of everything. And if we ever wanted to branch out, Auburn in the name was not going to do us any good. So we just wanted a good, fresh look. One that you just immediately trusted and immediately remembered. And through the process, it became just that. So,
Cool. I mean, I love this thought. It takes a lot of courage though to just say, you know what, like I know everything that we've done needs to be changed.
for sure.
um, because I mean, and I deal with this every day. People will say, well, but everybody knows me by this name. And you're like, they do, but they will also come to love you as this new look and feel. And for you guys specifically, y'all were in a battle of an SEO battle when you're trying to own terms that the university owned and the colors. Like it was really hard to differentiate yourselves and stand out. And a lot of people do that. They name their company after the city or the mascot or the university, and it just causes lots of confusion and lots of wasted stuff online. So I really appreciate that feedback there because a lot of people need to take that advice. as they're thinking through their name and like how that works when you're searching and all of those good things. But, what did you mentioned what wasn't working with the old brand, but was there a specific moment maybe that you guys were like, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to take a leap and actually do it. Or was it a process that you guys kind of went through?
think it was just a process we went through, and saw some people doing some rebrand, and just kind of started doing my own research, and just kind of decided that it was going to be the best move for us. I think it's always, as a business owner, there's always an excuse to keep putting it off because there's always fires to put out and whatnot.
Yes.
So, but the best time to do it's now, and it only gets more painful the longer you wait because there's more stuff to be done. So,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I mean, that is very true. So, I tell everybody the longer you continue to drive marketing to a brand that you're going to change is wasting money.
for
Mhm.
sure.
And now, again, but I also understand like not everybody is able to do it. So it is definitely at least making a strategy behind that. So, what did you want your brand to make customers feel? I think that was an important piece for you guys too.
I
For
think
us, just
yes.
trust.
Yeah, and like one of the biggest things was like a lot of the people that do call are normally like the women in the house or like the
Mhm.
wives or and like you want somebody to come to your house that you feel comfortable them being in your house. Like I've had contractors come out that like I don't feel comfortable being home like
Yeah.
with them. So it was like very big to us that it was like something like family
Yeah.
oriented because
Oh,
that's
yes.
we want Wingman to be family oriented.
Bringing the culture that we already have and just kind of coming up with a brand that fit that culture.
Yeah.
Because we
Yes,
already
I love that.
have, yeah, clean cut professional people, but then putting a brand to that.
Yeah, and that's very true. I say this all the time. Your logo and your brand is about how you make people feel.
Yeah.
And so, you're right. When people feel, you mentioned this earlier. So women are the decision makers a lot of time on at least who's going to be called to come out to the home. Maybe not on bigger financial decisions. It may be more of a cohesive choice, but really we've learned that women are the ones that are having to like dissect and figure out who the heck to call. And so we want to pull up to their house and our vans look professional, our team look professional, we park correctly. Everything about our brand, and especially you guys mentioned trust, you want to reflect that feeling. And so it's really impactful to understand how people are responding to that. So have y'all I know and we'll have a picture of your brand. So, your brand features this really cool dog, Kai. Tell me about why it's a specific dog. It's a specific dog, correct?
Yeah, it's our dog, Kai, and he's a duck dog, and it's just something about a lab that just connects to people, and I
Mhm.
feel like most all families have a pet, whether that's a dog or a cat or anything in between. I just think it just symbolizes family and trust, and just having that Labrador was a big deal for us, and we love Kai. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was precious. He's adorable, and I agree. It is such a connector piece.
oh yeah,
It's and also like let's be honest on the marketing side of things, it's a lot easier to build messaging around all the things that are dog oriented and how he is your wingman. So for those of you that don't understand a duck dog, right? I'm assuming he helps you with you go hunting for ducks.
for sure.
Yeah, so I'm from East Texas, so I knew exactly what a hog dog, a duck dog, all the dogs.
That's right.
So but the cool part here is he is your wingman,
Yep,
right? So this all came from discovery, right? When you were talking to the branding team here at Lemon Seed and just talking out who you guys were, they were just able to bring this to life. And when I saw this brand like come up in our meetings, I was like, this has such a good story and connection. And that's what the world wants right now, right? So, like with all this AI and all this generated stuff, what people are really looking for is a genuine connection.
for
And
sure.
I think when you have Kai on there and he's your actual dog, and it's a plan of, like you said, people making the connection with the dog, and that makes everybody feel safe and at home. So I love that part of your brand story is just we are your wingman, just like Kai's our wingman. And your slogan is quality comfort is our game. And so again, like this is a very fun theme that you guys have going on. And then Caroline, I've seen pictures of the cutest little kids in camo
Yeah.
on your social. So those are y'all's kids?
Yes, they are. We've got 2 boys and a little girl.
And so I mean on your company page, there will be pictures of them dressed in camo.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to give y'all a shout out all the time. You and I became personal Facebook friends because honestly, what you're seeing there is a continuation of this brand. And
Mhm.
so it is really setting you guys up for success when people start really associating, and you don't even have to try. right? Like, this is not even something that you're not. You're like,
Yeah.
this is our everyday, like, our kids are just dressed. This was not a major, like, let me go. We had a interaction one time with someone that was like, well, I want a parrot. And we were like, okay, so what is a parrot? And they were like, I just think parrots are cool. I'm like, okay, do you run a parrot sanctuary? Do you repeat everything your client says? Like, give me something.
Yeah.
And so for you guys, like, I really think this is who y'all are as people, and it's so authentic. It's so real. I just absolutely love it. So, a little bit, I wanted to talk. You mentioned this, Connor, and I appreciate this statement a lot, and I figure both of you have something to say here. Walk me through a little bit of like the process with Lemon Seed, like how y'all were feeling during discovery and presentation and all of that.
I would say, definitely to tie back with something you said earlier, like it's a process. It's a fun process, but it is a process. And I think so many people want to put it off, especially like right now, because like summer's coming up for heating and air industry. And so, we're going to get ready to be busy. But if you wanted something ready for next year, you probably need to start now. Because we wound up waiting until after summer, and then it wound up, launching in the following summer, which was still fine. But if you wanted something ready for 2026, the best time to start would be now, because it's a process and you don't want to rush through it. You want to make sure you get it right, every little detail. So it was a
Yeah.
very fun process.
Good, good. So, we go through that discovery process with you guys where we just like tell us about yourselves,
Yep.
and you start just kind of, I call it word vomiting. It's a terrible word, but you just start telling your whole life story sometimes, like things you've done, and then something sticks, and then you were presented a couple of options.
Mhm.
And I think y'all kind of married a couple together because y'all have the orange, right? The safety orange. Again, all things indicative of hunting and the duck, and then the duck dog, all the cool stuff. And so you guys made that decision. How hard was it to make the final decision to go with this particular look and feel?
It was pretty hard.
We involved our team a lot.
Yeah.
Caroline was really involved, and that's another huge benefit is it made her like excited to come to work,
Yeah.
and like she just loves the creativity of it all. So it got her coming in a lot more and just enjoying her job day to day, and just brought the team together. But we kind of made a decision together with the whole team, and finally came to the conclusion. You're right. We married a few different ideas together, and ultimately came out with Wingman and the design that it looks like now.
Well,
I'd
and
say
I
the
love this.
hardest part, yeah, I was gonna say, I think the hardest part was like waiting in between meetings, like
Yeah.
for the next meeting.
Very
Yeah.
a lot of anticipation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're waiting on like, okay, we're gonna make all these edits and give us like a week or so to make these edits. Absolutely. So the anticipation will get strong. And I want to say this. So normally clients struggle when they ask a committee, like, hey, what do y'all think of this? And so one thing that I'll give you some props on, because our design team mentioned this, is I think you guys asked for input, but it wasn't going to keep y'all from making a decision that you two felt like was the right decision. And that is where a lot of contractors will go wrong, is they want the team buy-in and they want to be able to trust people, but it puts them in paralysis, like I mentioned earlier. And so what do you think, like, did your team have any negative feedback about it when you took it to them? Or how did you present this to the team to get them excited?
Ultimately, you're right. Like nobody's gonna, not every single person's gonna agree to one thing. But we ultimately made the decision ourselves, but we did want their input. And we, made a few, I can't even remember what they were now, but a few changes. But ultimately, we made the decision, and we just stuck to it. And then once that brand launched and we kind of started to embody that brand, nobody even remembers them, making little decisions like that. It just, everybody fits in it, and it really just, took our culture that, like I said, it took our culture we already have and just put a really, fitting face to it.
Yeah, so like that must probably, now that you're looking back, so like you invested with Lemon Seed, we built the brand. Tell me about actually launching the brand. Like maybe what are some things that y'all have gone through with, is it vehicle wraps or signage, or like maybe was there any like little obstacles that you had to overcome to feel good about actually going live with your brand?
I think the vehicle routes was something that was really anticipated, because that's like it, and then the person getting out, of course, but like the vehicle wraps is like your brand when
That's
people
what people
think of
see
it.
driving around.
So, that was exciting, and just kind of just going through everything, making, that's one thing that we were nervous about, is like it's a lot of things,
Mhm.
from uniforms to vehicle wraps to all the different stuff. But Lemon Seed really helps organize that process in your brain, so you don't have to overthink it.
Yeah, good. And that's exactly one of the things I tell everybody is it's a process. You know, you once you understand that it's a process and your mindset gets right, and there is money, like there is money involved. It's an investment overall, but you'll be so glad that you did it and you ran hard and ran fast as you could with the implementation of it. Vehicle wraps are every contractor's favorite pieces. It's like bringing it to life for them. And so for sure, and it's also like mass media, I call it, like those vans driving around. All of a sudden, people will be like, y'all have doubled in size when really all you did was wrap an extra vehicle,
Yeah,
and drive it around. People are like, I see y'all everywhere, right? Um,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what kind of reactions do y'all have a specific instance of someone telling you, oh my gosh, I love what you've done, or asking about the dog, or any kind of little pieces like that?
Yeah, I mean, people once they put two and two together that this was Auburn Premier Air, it's the same company. They say the same thing, and when people see our brand now, or we meet them face to face, they talk about how they see us everywhere, whether it's trucks, billboards. We partner with y'all for marketing as well, so all the different avenues that we do in marketing, they see us literally everywhere. So it's had a really big positive impact for sure.
I think
And
for me, one of my favorite things is like our friends will call us that like their kids have like seen our vans driving around, and like the first thing they notice is like the dog on the van,
yeah,
and
Yes.
they automatically know who you're talking about, like it's us. But
yeah,
like little kids notice it, and like
Yes.
that's what we like is even our kids like we'll be driving and they're like, oh my gosh, a Wingman man, and like they
Yes.
see it all the time, but like they think it's the coolest thing
yeah.
ever.
And
Oh,
like
and it
it is an investment, but it makes your marketing dollars go so much further when you have a good brand.
Oh,
So,
yes, amen,
yeah,
amen, that's and honestly, like, y'all are in the thick of this, like, just now coming on the other side of a rebrand where, you spend a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of emotional investment getting it done, and now you're starting to see, like, reap those benefits, and honestly, like, all you want is people talking, like, we recognize the dog, we recognize you guys, and that's, like, gold, right? And you're right, Connor, like, it will make all of your other marketing perform so much better.
for sure.
Because people get to know you, right? People get to know who you are. And then when they see your ad or when you're in a sea of other companies' names, they recognize yours. So that's definitely a great thing. Has it changed the way that you guys participate in your community? I know you guys have big hearts anyway. But have you guys been more motivated to do those things or?
I think through partnering with y'all in marketing, has really pushed us to start getting into some. We're doing a community event at the end of May. It's called Burger Wars, and
Ah,
we had our own burger night here at the office where a few of the guys cooked as a competition here, and we found a winner. And now we're gonna go to the Burger Wars in May, and it's a huge community event. Several thousand people will come, and we'll cook a bunch of burgers and hopefully win Burger Wars. So
oh, that is so fun. And really what you're doing, like I have this thing right now, I'm on a tangent, like 2 plus 2 equals 5, meaning that it's really hard to measure all of these independent things. Like, okay, I
yes,
wrapped a new vehicle. No one calls it, hey, I saw that new vehicle riding down the road. I'm going to call and buy a new system.
Yeah.
that's right.
So it's always layering. Everything is better when it's layered together. And so these community events, I saw that burger war on your social media,
Yeah.
and that is just such great for your culture. Y'all look like a great place to work, a fun place to work. So everybody's like, I can't get new employees. And I'm like, well, you're not really building a great culture. So people want to drive a nice, pretty van. People want to have a good uniform. People want to have a cool story. And so you guys are really winning the game there. And so I'm so thankful that y'all chose Lemon Seed to be a part of that. I think it's really important that people understand. So, do you think that your team, and you mentioned this, but you think you guys came together more around this? Was there any negativity around it? Like, did y'all just not allow it? Like, give it life,
No,
or just you know?
a really, really strong culture, and I think that's kind of what makes us who we are. And other companies can try to copy that, but you can't you can't copy something like culture. Culture is something that just originates itself. And so
Oh,
it was they took to it really well. And you said something about our culture earlier. It looks like a fun place to work. For us, marketing is not just to show clients who we are. It's also marketing to future employees that
yes.
see what you see and said, "Man, that looks like a fun place to work." And I like to think we have the best guys in town, and I'm confident in saying that, and continuing that through not just branding to or marketing to homeowners, but also marketing to future employees.
Yes, I love that. That is one of the most underrated things is it's better than an Indeed ad, right? It's just showing that you're a good place and a healthy place to work for sure. So, well, okay, any big things coming up for you guys? Any new exciting things coming up for Wingman that you guys want to tell us about?
We just did a merger with another company, so we
Mhm.
just had or I say a merger. We just acquired another local company in town, so that's gonna be fun. Just marketing to them, and other than that, just getting prepared for summer. We got a lot of
Oh,
big things coming up with y'all through marketing and our marketing strategy. So just kind of
We've got a new building,
got a new
oh
building.
yes,
and
yes.
we're making it our own, and
It's
all
always
the kind of stuff with the guys.
always interesting around here.
Mhm.
Always something.
Yes. Yes, that's great. Well, listen, each of you, I want you to each have your own opinion here. So, what advice would you give to someone who's considering rebranding?
Me. I would say just do it. I mean, like the money's worth it. And I know like for us when we first, thought about it, like the money was a big factor. Like it's not, just pockets in your change. Oh my God, change in your pockets. But like it really has paid off. It like I mean, we love it. The guys love it. I feel like it's brought a lot of us together. Like it's something that the guys are proud to wear. A lot of our guys, we always say like they love being wingman, and like even like our guys' friends, like they want to be wingman. And it's
Yeah.
just it's so much fun to see it grow into what it is, and I can't wait to see where it grows even further. But I just think it's cool that people want to be wingman. You know,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So your advice is to just do it.
do
Stop
it.
overthinking it. Perfect. What about you, Connor?
I'd say the same thing. I mean, it's just made, like I said earlier, your marketing dollars go further. It's just made everything a lot easier, and it's almost like a breath of fresh air going through. Like we know exactly what our brand is. We know what it looks like. We have the exact colors, the exact fonts we use. Just everything is made easier when you have a really good brand to go with it. So yes,
Yes,
let's do it.
yes. And it does make it easier. And so, what Connor and Caroline, what they're talking about here is with Lemon Seed, we have to basically two branches of service, basically. So, we will serve you on the branding side and helping you create the brand and launch the brand, and then ongoing services. And so, you guys did the rebrand and then came on ongoing services where we're helping them strategize and create those things. And so, it is much easier when you have a cool, solid brand, something that is unique, that has a personality of its own. And so, you guys are a joy to work with. Your team absolutely loves you. They're always talking about you guys. And I noticed one of the things that I think contractors would be interested is, your account manager, the strategist for Wingman came to me and said, okay, they've got some people kind of moving around in their area down there doing some cool things, and like, there's motivated. And so the advice that I gave, and I'm interested in what you think. When y'all came and y'all hit the ground running, it probably disrupted the whole HVAC market down there. They were like, "Where did these people come from? What happened?" And now it feels like everybody's trying to do what you're doing and ramp everything up. And so my biggest advice was, number 1, if you're not getting kicked in the pants, you're not in the front.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right? So if you don't ever feel pressure, it's because you're not a pressure to anyone. So that was good.
yeah,
Or that's a good way to kind of look at it. But also, a lot of things are a flash in the pan. A lot of people like to come in really hard and heavy at the beginning, but they just lose steam and they lose energy and they can't keep up. And they get the attention of maybe like they get a business coach or whatever, and they hit the ground running. What will win this game for Wingman is consistency and frequency. So just consistently show up, frequently modify your strategy, bringing in new things. You guys are not afraid of risk. And so that's a big game changer there. But I would tell you that I think it's just more about knowing that if you weren't in the front, people wouldn't be like coming up on you. But also, you guys are more aware now of marketing in your own market. So, what might not have bothered you earlier, and a little competition is good. But I love that you guys were tenacious, like, hey, we want to make sure that we keep our foot on the gas,
Mhm.
where a
absolutely.
lot of people retreat, like, oh, I'm scared. Y'all were like, bring it on. What can we do next?
And that's like
So,
when we started one of the first things we said is like we want to be different. We don't want to be like every HVAC company in town.
Yeah,
yeah.
on purpose, and try
On
to be
purpose, yeah.
yeah, and try to be genuine. Try to
Mhm.
be genuinely us. Like you said earlier, it just makes it easier when the brand is you.
Yeah.
When you try to, go after something that's already been started, or try to be somebody you're not, you're just going to fight it the whole time. So just being you makes things a lot easier.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I absolutely love this for you guys. Y'all are such a joy to work with. Thank y'all for letting us be a part of that. We feel like at Lemon Seed, we're really trying to help people build legacies, and I think you guys are well on your way. And y'all are young and fun, and just have such great entrepreneurial spirits. And so we just love being a part of it. So, if anybody wanted to reach out to you guys, like they just needed some advice, maybe not even about Lemon Seed or anything like that, what would be a good email for them to reach out to you guys?
Both of ours,
Yeah.
Connor, Conner, or Caroline at wingmanac.com.
Yep.
Perfect. So drop them an email. I'm sure y'all would love to visit and share any tips or thoughts that you guys, that listeners that you might have about, even if it's not about their experience with Lemon Seed, they are young and fun and doing great things there in Auburn, Alabama. And so I'm sure they'd love to visit those things. So if Connor and Caroline's story definitely has you thinking that maybe it's time for you to step up your brand, we've got good news. That's what Lemon Seed does best. And we do our best to be a collaborative partner that pushes you yet listens to you. And so we don't just give you a pretty logo. We're here to help you really make this a good implemented strategy where you dominate and grow in your market. And so we'd love to talk to you at lemonseedmarketing.com. Fill out that contact us and let us know. Also, you can head over to wingmanac.com, check out what their brand looks like, check them out on social media, give them a follow. But if this has really sparked you and you want to create your own brand and you love this episode, I'd love for you to give us a review and let us know how we're doing. We got more brand stories coming your way. So, Caroline and Connor, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you for
you.
having us on.
Absolutely. And guys, thanks for listening to another episode of From the Yellow Chair. Again, consider leaving us a review. And if not, we will see you next time. Bye.